Good evening, everybody. Um, happy day, happy equinox. First day of spring in the UK. Equinox is that bit where the day and the night are roughly equal length. Not equal. There's some physics going on, but largely speaking, 12 hours of day, 12 hours of night. Equinox coming from the Latin equi and nox, meaning equal and night. So that's cool. However, I wondered to myself, why is this important to us in a survival situation? Well, spring is cool in that there's more food. There's more readily available food, and there's, as there are in my garden, and I'm going to shoot them, more rabbits. So generally speaking, it's the season for growth for shoots. That as the plants. Anybody who's into horticulture and gardening know this. It's just energy all going on here to grow the plant, as opposed to later the flowers and all the seeding and all that jazz. But right now, it's growing the plant. So if you're eating shoots and fresh leaves and things like that, you are getting the most out of the plants. And so nettles and the like, they're coming up, and they're pucker right now. They're really, really good for you. For instance, if you're not into nettles, you should try nettles. Just give it a go. Just make tea out of them. They're not too hard to pick, and you can wear gloves. So yeah, top few shoots. And the thing is, there's loads and loads of nettles. If you've got one nettle, you've got billions of nettles. So just get the tops of a load. You'll be fine. So yeah, the first thing for us in a survival situation is all this food is going on. We're expecting, what we're expecting right now should be coming up to wild garlic season pretty much everywhere in this temperate environment. Where are you in the world? I ask myself, what sort of plants are kicking around in your world? If you're live, comment. We'll have an answer about it right now. Other than that, just stick some comments if you're watching this on the replay. Where are you, and what are you expecting in your world in terms of wild food? So what else? What else is important? Well, in a cool kind of way, the weather gets nicer, and so you may say, well, it's just getting warmer and warmer, but there are other weather niceties that happen after the equinox. Even though you might say, oh, April's full of showers. It's not really, really full of showers. What it is it's not full of snow. And that's great, actually. The temperatures are beginning to ramp up after the equinox in spring. And that's fab. There is an interesting navigation point, should you be at sea with a sextant, and that is on the equinoxes. The sun is directly over the equator throughout the year. It will move to the Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn, and this sort of gets to those edges at the solstices, and the sun is directly overhead those places. But on the equinox, it's over the equator. So if you're on the equator, your sun clocks, if you know how to make a sun clock, they'll be a straight line, straight overhead. And if you are north of the equator, then it's always the sun will always be in the southern sky, and that's not necessarily the case throughout the year. If you are between the tropics and the equator, which is all good fun. That's the sort of thing we do outdoors. Oh, Maxine has joined us, and she says she's got some chard in the allotment. That is an in joke. There's always chard in Maxine's allotment. It's just a thing. Maxine, what are you expecting? What do you just put in the greenhouse? I know that Maxine is an organic gardener, has got organic allotment, just putting things in the greenhouse, and is also my girlfriend, which is why she's throwing in jokes at the comments. So yeah, the sun is over the equator, which is quite interesting navigationally. The sun is doing its work for the growing of all the plants. The bunnies are like, hey, it's all getting better weather. Let's make small bunnies. And say I've got to sort these bunnies out in my garden before. Anyway, there'll be more bunnies, which will be twice the problem. This is twice as many bunnies in a survival situation is marvelous, however. And so something else that's quite fun that happens every so slightly a little bit after the equinox is these epic tides at both equinoxes. And these, you have the tide goes in and out. Now, if you've watched the tides videos that I've done out, then you will know all about spring tides and neap tides and all of that. However, quick repeat. Tide does this in and out, in and out, and in and out. However, around the full moon, it's like and then it narrows off to the half moon, and then it's a new moon. It's bigger and smaller ones, and this happens with the seasons as well. And come the equinoxes, you will get the biggest tides of the year. So if you've got a nice little shelter right near the coast, you should be wary of the fact that the good old tides are going to come in well far. It also means that they're going to move quicker because the interval between tides will be the same, but the distance from maximum out to maximum in, which is related to the depth, that distance will change more quickly. And especially if you are in shallows, you're going to notice that. So in estuaries, for instance, you are going to notice that really quick. So watch out for the place in your shelter. Watch out when you are going off foraging, sea foraging, because that water's coming. Oh yes, it is. Make sure that you are going on a falling tide initially, and then don't go all the way to the bottom, the back of the tide. Just start at the top, just do a little bit, let it all go. But monitor. You if you don't know where you are, you just monitor the tides for a couple of days. You'll see where the limits of the tides are and how long it takes, and it's always the same. So yeah, from a survival perspective, the equinoxes mean a lot to us. It's changing the weather, changing navigation, changing the number of bunnies, and quite clearly the amount of chard that's available in one's allotment, organic or otherwise. There will always be chard. So yeah, where are you? What's happening your spring? What you've done for the equinox? What are you looking forward to? What are you looking forward to in terms of new activities and the like? And what wild food are you looking to collect? So here's something exciting. This whiteness is not where we're going to be doing filming come mid-spring or so. I'm going to be in a different studio, and I'm going to be creating an outdoor studio because since it's coming up past spring, it's not going to be king freezing. And so I can do some outdoor work there, which is nice. So yeah, I'll have my armchair on my bookcase where I'll slam armchair experts, ironically, and I'll do some work outdoors, and I'll do some work as I have done before, out in the coast and at the river and in the woods. And so, let me know if there's anything that you particularly want covering in this spring coming. Stick it in the comments. Stick loads of things in the comments. Stick happy equinox in the comments. And in fact, yeah, let's try and get at least more than 3 comments for this video, because it's a really important one as far as I'm concerned. And yeah, I'm looking forward to what spring brings. I'm doing some teaching, new stuff with the Scouts. I'm doing some more writing, doing some podcasty stuff. It's all good. New beginning, having moved house and all the stress with that and work and blah, blah, blah. Now it's just like laser focused on getting stuff done. And yeah, I look forward to you coming one with me. And I'll speak to you very, very soon.